Canada's iconic Hudson's Bay Company is snapping up luxury American retailer Saks Fifth Avenue and bringing it north of the border. Sale price, $2.9 billion. So what does it mean for the country and for consumers? The CBC's HAVARD GOULD has this one tonight. HAVARD.
Peter, there was a time when the Hudson's Bay Company used to control most of what would later become Canada. Its plans now may, in a sense, be even bigger. Many Canadians know Saks Fifth Avenue from shopping in the U.S.
It would be great to see them come up to Canada and be so central, although it could be dangerous on my lunch break, so.
Yeah.
Richard Baker, the head of Hudson's Bay, has told analysts he plans to move quickly. That could mean 7 Saks stores in Canada, some as soon as next year. 24 of Saks discount stores could be coming too.
Now the Canadian retail market is really hot, and I think we're playing with the big boys from the States, and everybody's got to up their game.
It's definitely game on for high-end retailers now. Saks is a threat to Harry Rosen, Holt Renfrew, and Nordstrom, which is planning to open its first Canadian store next year. And it's not clear there's enough room at the top in Canada. This is a country where mid-level or even low-end retailers have often done better.
They're going to be fighting each other for market share. It's not a slam dunk that everyone's going to win.
If this deal goes ahead as planned, anyone battling the HBC empire will be up against a giant. HBC already owns Lord & Taylor in the U.S. Add Saks, and it could soon have more than 300 stores across North America. Some are wondering if there will be more to come.
Hudson's Bay has made it very clear that they want to become a dominant player in the fashion department store sector in North America and possibly globally as well.
In this deal, consumers, experts believe, can't lose.
I see any increase in competition always good news for consumers because it might lead to decreased prices, it might lead to increased service, but it always leads to positive outcomes for the consumer.
It's possible another bidder for Saks could pop up from somewhere, but if HBC's plans work out, Fifth Avenue could be in Canada in a matter of months. Peter?
HAVARD GOULD in Toronto tonight. Thanks, HAVARD. Well, Amanda's here with a little context on this.
Peter, in some ways, this deal is really a real estate play, is one way to look at it. Remember, Richard Baker, who runs Hudson's Bay and Lord & Taylor, is really a real estate guy. So it's about unlocking the value of the real estate that you own. In this case, taking the Bay's great properties and then upping their performance with an even better performing brand, and in the process, getting Saks into Canada.
That makes what now, about half a dozen U.S. retailers in the last couple of years? What does this say about the state of the industry?
Well, it says a lot, in fact, and it underscores how retailing is now a continental business. Canadians really may not care that much whether something is Canadian-owned. We want the brands, we want the ones we know, and we want them available at the best price. The border is really disappearing. Now, it's sort of ironic that this is the opening up of our retail landscape to American competition comes as another industry desperately fights against it. The wireless players in Canada are working hard to keep Verizon from entering this market. To be clear, they say Verizon is getting an unfair advantage using a loophole designed for brand new players. But there's no denying that the telecom industry remains one that's incredibly heavily regulated, one where borders are alive and well, and it's almost the equivalent of having a federal government agency saying, you can't shop at the American retailer, you got to shop at the Canadian one.
All right, Amanda, thanks very much. Our senior business correspondent, Amanda Lang.